Hello and good evening, everyone. Michael here, Deeper States Mind and Wellness. How are you? I am hoping everybody can hear me out there in Facebook and YouTube, but I want to welcome you. Michael Almers, Deeper States Mind and Wellness. Going to talk to you a little bit tonight about 10 tips that can help you release excess weight, but not really so much release excess weight, but get back on the train, right? Be able to, if you fall off the train, be able to get back on the tracks and be able to know that you are going to be able to complete your weight loss program. So, well, have you ever been, you're doing really well and you're getting ahead of the game and you're starting to release excess weight and you're starting to feel better about yourself, you're starting to achieve things. Maybe you lost 5 pounds, maybe you lost 10 pounds, and all of a sudden you just have a really bad day and you're stressed out at work and you're finding that everything is just bombarding and picking up on top of you and everybody needs something from you. You're being pulled here, pulled there. We've all had those days, and the diet goes down the drain, right? The train derails, and you are back to eating everything you were eating the day that you started that weight loss program. But anyway, it doesn't have to be that way. It's okay. First of all, I'm going to go through 10 tips that you guys can actually, you can write them down. You can keep them in the back of your head. I'm only going to cover probably about 3 to 4 in depth because I want to give you guys the information. But I also, more importantly, I want to be able to cover at least three, in depth and talk about them. But we've all been there on that weight loss train. We've all been on the train that derails, and then we just give up, and then we think, oh my God, I can't do this. And then whatever way you lost, you get gained back. Well, I don't I did that a lot. So don't feel bad. I think we all do it, right? I think we all do it over and over again until we learn how not to do it. Some people unfortunately never learn how not to do it. They fall off the derailed train and then they walk away limping and don't come back and do weight loss again. But we have been running an 8 week weight loss challenge, and we have some people in there right now. So I'm really going to be giving some of the information to them. But I did have one of my clients, a friend, dear friend of mine, who she ordered some MP3s from us, the weight loss and the Be Sugar Free CD, and she messaged me during the announcement of this show this afternoon that she had already lost 4 pounds. So good for you, congratulations. Um, our our 8 week weight loss challenge is very direct. We go in and we're putting together recipes for you that you get once a week. We're also putting together one live group hypnosis session every week, and then we're feeding you constant um, motivational tools that you can use to continue your journey. But I want to go back and talk a little bit about some of the things you actually use or utilize to get yourself back on track. A lot of times, first I'm going to change the order what I had these in because I really think you can't beat yourself up. That's one of my points in here is that don't beat yourself up. If you fall off the weight loss train, jump back on. I'd rather you have a day or two of bad eating, bad habits, breaking your fast at the wrong times, than for it to be a lifetime of that continual situation. But some of the things you can do is drink water with lemon. It's real important. And the reason is because it's a filler, right? Not just because it's a filler, but the lemon is actually a diuretic. So it's going to help your body burn fat, but it's also going to satiate you a little bit, fill you up. Yes, you'll be going to the restroom a lot, but the key is going to be to filter your body and get you back on track. Another thing you can do is to eat healthy fats. Healthy fats are really, really important. The reason a healthy fat is important is because it satiates your hunger, and I'll talk more about those and give you a little bit more about those things you can do. Um, but a lot of it is like avocados. An avocado, you can have an entire avocado. It's a fat, yes, but it's a healthy fat. It's also going to fill you. It's going to help you sustain, and it's going to help you satiate, so you feel full quicker and longer. Peanut butter is another one. It is a little bit higher in a fat, but it is an okay fat to get yourself back on track. Um, Pick up different foods that you love and adjust them. Um, by finding a lower calorie option. So if you're, let's say that you really love deep dark chocolate, right? I'm not going to completely remove you off chocolate. I'm not going to say, oh, don't ever have another piece of chocolate again because you'll fail. With our program, it's real important for you to be able to have the things you want, but in moderation, and to be able to key those into how your body's feeling. So some of you may know me, Michael Alvarez, and you may have known me when I was very, very large. I used to weigh 230 pounds. I am now at 182, 183, somewhere in there. That was a weight gain of 20 pounds during the pandemic, and I've almost lost it back down to getting close to my 170 again. So I've been doing this with my weight loss people, with my 8-week weight loss challenge, and we're kind of doing it together. But I'm a clinical neurolinguistic programming hypnotherapist. So I use neurolinguistic programming, how the brain operates with the body, and the hypnosis is a vehicle to remove the conscious to unconscious and get the what we call a cognitive filter, the filter that's in between that makes those decisions that are right or wrong. Sometimes it's making bad decisions just because you. I like to tell my clients, you don't say you can't lose weight because you can't lose weight only because you haven't done it yet. Okay, you will do it and you will get there. And sometimes it takes a little more time for some than it does for others, but you'll get there. Okay. Um, but change your foods a little bit. So if you're stuck and you're not releasing weight, write down what you eat for 2 days and then figure it out. Start reducing the calorie intake based on what you're having. I do not like sugar replacements. I don't like artificial sugars. But you know what? Sometimes you have to do that. You have to have them in order to click you into gear. Reason I don't like artificial sugars is it makes the brain stimulate and it believes that it wants sugar. It doesn't know the difference. So it's a little kind of a slippery slope right there. Um, and again, I'm going to reiterate that. Do not beat yourself up. Stop beating yourself up when you fall off the weight loss train because you will get back on. Remember, today doesn't determine the rest of your life. So if you can just get off of it for a day, have a bad day, have 2 bad days. But if you're going on 3 bad days, I have a problem with that. We got to kind of restructure your unconscious mind. So if you're in the program right now and you've had 3 bad days, you need to reach out to Deeper States Mind and Wellness. You can get a hold of us at michael@deeperstate.com, and we'll get back to you. Or you can call the number you were given when you started the program, okay? Don't go more than 3 days because it's going to put you behind, guys. Um, Sleep is very crucial. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. Let me just go through the list and then you can write them down if you need to. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go ahead and go deeper into some of these, okay? So sleep is very, very important. A lot of people who gain a lot of weight, and I'll tell you, when I was going through depression, anxiety, there was very little sleep. I think I was doing maybe 6, 7 hours, maybe three. It was everywhere. 6, 7 hours, which is good now for me. Back then, it would be 6, 7 hours today, 3 hours tomorrow, 4 hours the next day, 6 hours again. So it's pretty hard on your system, and your system doesn't really calibrate itself. So it's constantly trying to burn or it's trying to store. So the key is going to be to get a decent amount of sleep. And I'll talk about sleep in a minute. Get a decent amount of sleep. Let yourself sleep through the night so your body and your mind are healing. Okay, it's very, very important. Change up your exercise. And I'll talk a little bit about that because people get in the habit of going to the gym or they walk every day. I'll have a client that'll say, "Oh, Michael, I walk every single day and, I'm doing the same route every day. I go around my block 2 times and for some reason I'm not releasing more weight." Your body's gonna, it's body memory, right? Your muscle memory. Your muscles and your body are gonna remember what you're doing. So it's gonna compensate. I can remember I was going to the gym a lot and I wasn't releasing a lot of weight when I was in the middle of my journey. And I went hiking with some friends. I kicked butt on that hike. But what was weird was that I was plateaued. I had stayed at my weight for a long, long time. And I started asking trainers, well, what do I do? I'm stuck. And they said, well, you got it. You have to move it up. So if I was doing, I think 30, 50 minutes on the treadmill, and then I would do some weights, and they said change it around. So start doing core exercises, and then go back to the treadmill for only 15 minutes. So that sometimes exercise and changing it up, making a different exercise, can be important. So if you're younger and you can still run and you're going to run, you love running, then I would say go ahead and run, but add something else to that. So walk 2 days out of that, run one day. Just get that body to change, get the muscle memory to start evolving or changing differently with you. Okay. Um, Alcohol. Who doesn't like a good cocktail, right? I know I do. Who doesn't like a great glass of wine? But if you're stuck and you're finding that you're not releasing weight and you're still having 2 or 3 drinks a night, the key is going to be very, very important, especially with the pandemic, you guys. A lot of people have gone. 2, 4, and 5 drinks a night, and they're gaining weight. They've gained weight. We have people in our program right now that have gone to four drinks in the evening and kind of chill themselves out and go to sleep. It's really, really important that you grab a grip of that. Not just for your weight, but for your own long-term health, okay? So, so alcohol. Slow the alcohol down. If you're going to drink alcohol, I highly recommend that you utilize a clear liquor. So, for instance, if you're normally a beer drinker, have a glass of vodka and a mixer in it, something diet, maybe a diet Sprite, or a clear liquids are going to be easier for your body to digest and for your body to flush through. You could have 1 or 2 drinks, a week. Let's not get it to, if it's every night, you want to cut that back quite a bit. You want to get it towards 1 or 2 drinks a week and, a special occasion. And it should be a special occasion where you're actually celebrating something, where you're enjoying that quiet, relaxed moment, right? Um, how many of you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys go to Starbucks. I go to Starbucks, even now, I go to Starbucks quite a bit. But the difference is that I used to order the cafe latte, which is good, except I would have cafe latte with 6 pumps of something, or I would have the cafe macchiato, or the sugary drinks are really, really going to cause a problem for you. If you're doing that and you kind of feel that ritual, that need of that ritual for Starbucks, then head into Starbucks and get yourself a grande latte. You could do it with even almond milk, or you could do it with cashew milk, or you can do it with any of the nut milks, right? And then do a pump. If you need a pump of sugar-free, do a pump of sugar-free. Like I said, I'm not one to do that. I don't. I just think if you're in a weight loss plan, I'd rather use my ability to release weight in a different direction. I'd rather be able to have that latte and not have anything sugar free in it that's going to make me crave sugar later down the road. Because at some point I'm going to fail, right? If you give yourself the okay to have those sugary drinks, even if it's once or twice, I mean, your body starts craving it. They used to say in the olden days, and I haven't heard it for a while, but they used to say, if you give a rat cocaine or you give him sugar, he'll go for the sugar. And I believe it. I love it. I love it. I became diabetic because I love sugar so much. So cut back on the sugary drinks and Starbucks. Any of the coffee places, you just don't want their sugary drinks. Lattes do not have sugar in them. Cafe lattes do not have sugar in them. And like I said, if you need to add a pump of sugar-free something into it, go ahead. Any of the milks are good other than whole milk and 2% milk. They do have a lot of sugar. Okay. Um, how many of you guys, I'm sure a lot of you, have heard about people that just go in and they juice? They'll juice their way to being their ideal weight, right? The problem with that is that juicing is great. Um, I highly recommend juicing vegetables, um, making smoothies. But when you start getting into a lot of fruits and making your smoothies with a lot of fruits, you're containing a lot of sugar. You're consuming a lot of sugar. So what's going to happen is if your body's not utilizing that sugar, it's going to turn into fat. My junior Olympics and Olympic athletes drink a lot of stuff, a lot of the smoothies that had fresh fruit, which is okay for them because they're burning off the sugar and calorie intake. Otherwise, if you're sediment or you're just working in an office or you're like me and you go walking every day, or you're maybe one day at the gym and then walk the rest of the week, or you're doing 3 days at the gym, one day walking, I would stay away from the smoothies, stay away from soft fruits. Okay. Mostly it's going to be the smoothies, but I kind of cut out all the soft fruits, anything that's soft on the inside. So melon, I stay away from oranges. I stay away from. You got to remember, I'm coming from a diabetic background, so it might be a little different for you. But for me, being diabetic, the sugars were just. I'd rather put that somewhere else. I'd rather have a pasta in exchange for a giant smoothie, right? So you're gonna have to pick and choose. That'll get you back on track. Another thing is, the fruit juices. If you're going to have fruit, I would stick to the berry fruit. So berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, um, any of the berries are low in sugar. They burn differently. They burn at a much slower rate in your body. I'm going to talk a little bit now. I mean, so those are my 10 tips for you. All right. So let me go over them real quick again. I've got drink water with lemon because the lemon's going to cause your body to start to detox. It's a diuretic. So you're going to flush. Okay. Um, Eat healthy fats that help you feel full. Avocados, nuts, almonds, coconut oil. For a long, long time, I would do a teaspoon or a tablespoon of coconut oil in the morning, and it's fine. You know what? Your body's going to adjust to it. It will give you very, very loose bowel movement. Some people get diarrhea with it, so some people can't handle it. So you got to make sure that it works for you. Um, don't beat yourself up because you will get back on the track as long as you let your train if your train derails, the key is to not run away from it. All right, don't run away from the weight loss program. Stick to it, get yourself back on track, take the next day to say, okay, that was really bad, but how do I make it better? Right, a lot of people just run. The train derails, there might be a little fire in one of the cabins and they run like hell. Don't run from your programs. All right, it's not that bad. Give yourself the okay to say, okay, well, I really screwed up. I was going to say another word, but I really effed up yesterday. And I know that I did that. So today I'm going to put myself back on the track, right? Go back to doing what I'm doing. Those of you who are doing the fasting with us, you're going to get a separate module that's going to talk about fasting and what happens when you break your fast early and how to be able to get yourself back on track, okay? Because some people, it's a little tougher when you're fasting just at the beginning. There's going to be a point when you're fasting and you're just no longer hungry. You actually forget to eat, and you have to remind yourself, "Oh my gosh, I haven't broke my fast." Okay. For the rest of you guys, though, give yourself a break. Don't be too hard on yourself. All right. So switch to some of your low calorie foods. Um, and there's no calorie foods as well, you guys. I mean, if some of you who are following me or listening to this right now are on Weight Watchers, you have 0 points, right? You have 0 point food. Lettuce is 0 point food. Tomatoes is 0 point food. Celery is a 0 point food. And the greatest thing is, if you need a snack, take celery sticks, put peanut butter on them, store them in your refrigerator in a Tupperware container. That way you have them. So when you need a snack, or you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm kind of hungry, or oh my gosh, my emotions are a little high, and I need something to make me feel good, right? Then you can at least go to that little box and have yourself the celery sticks with peanut butter, and it's not a huge, huge high calorie intake. Your body can get through that. Um, Sleep is very, very important. Like I said, that's number six. Give yourself, I like 6 to 7 hours of sleep. I will come back and talk a little more about that. But, get what you feel you need. Talk to your doctor. I'm going to tell you my opinion on it. And that's my opinion because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. And some people may not even give a shit my opinion. But I'm going to give it to you anyway because it's helped me and it's helped my clients. I see success only what I see through my clients. Um, I Another thing you can do is change up the exercise. Remember that. So if you're exercising, you're doing the same thing over and over again, even if it's just walking, okay? If you're walking the same distance every day, your body's going to get muscle memory, and it's going to be able to do that without a problem. So you need to increase it. You need to get a little further every day, all right? And then add some stuff to it. I mean, do some yoga in the morning at home or do a exercise video. Well, some of you who are watching this won't have any idea what I'm talking about. But Jane Fonda used to have a video who you don't probably don't know who that is. But anyway, she had a video that was exercise video. Add something in the morning so you're incorporating that with your walk, but extend your walking time. Okay. Change up your exercise. If you're using a gym, awesome. Right now, I'm not at the gym because of the situation with COVID. And not so much I don't want to wear the mask. It's that when I start to sweat, I sweat a lot and I end up sucking in the sweat and I don't like that. So I've chosen to do walks and I'm doing pretty long walks now. And also really doing with food. Key to this really, you don't need to have exercise. I mean, and that's something our people learn when they're going through our program. Some of them don't do any exercise. It's all food related and it's all fasting related and it's all taking yourself from 3 meals to 2 meals, making your snacks different. So you don't have to have the exercise. However, I will tell you that exercise is really crucial to your body. All right. It's so important for you to move and more. I'll tell you, um, as you get older, you will find out that you know what, if you don't move while you're earlier, If you don't move while you're younger and at an earlier stage of your life, it gets a little tough. So it's a little hard to make those, half mile walks, 1 mile walks, 2 mile walks to get in your exercise. So keep your body moving and keep it going. All right. Um, Alcohol. If you're drinking alcohol, take it to a clear liquid drink, vodka, vodka soda. Um, Clear alcohol is just going to be easier for your body to burn. It burns much quicker and much faster. Okay, it doesn't hold into your body. That being said, you might get drunk a little quicker. So I would definitely use it a little bit of alcohol and a decent amount of mix. Really, a lot of drinking has to do with being social, right? I mean, we have the cocktail in our hand, we're talking, we're holding it, and we're having the sensation and the feeling of having the cocktail. It really isn't about getting drunk for most of us, and I think if you keep that in your head, it'll help. All right. Um, Back off on the sugary coffee drinks. If you're a cafe latte every morning, great. Cafe latte is fine. If you're doing the cafe macchiato double espresso with two squirts of something fabuloso, make sure that you go back to not doing that and cut back on that. Make options, make choices, switch those choices a little bit. That'll get you back on track again, also. Um, a lot of it's just really finding those small things. And again, if you're juicing, I would suggest juice vegetables. Try not to juice fruits. It's just too much sugar. Your body's never ever going to consume that much sugar and turn it into energy. It's just not going to do it. It's not going to have the opportunity to do that throughout the day. Just not gonna manage it. But I want to go in a little bit deeper with a couple of these, okay? So stop beating yourself up. I want to talk about that a little bit. So imagine what happens is every time you tried to do something for yourself that you thought was good for you and something you had to do for yourself, because your body may be failing at some point. But every time you do it, you go a couple steps forward and then you go 5 steps backwards. It's pretty difficult, isn't it? I mean, psychologically, it's a disaster because most time you're gonna, like I said, that train derails, you're gonna run like hell. You're not gonna want to go back and do it again. The brain does not like pain. Being fat and not being able to release weight is painful. It's painful for a lot of us in many ways, emotionally, physically. Our ego definitely gets crushed, right? So make sure that you don't beat yourself up, but just know that tomorrow's a different day. Tomorrow gives you validation of who you are to say, I can validate myself today and go back on track. People that are in my group, again, I'm going to reiterate that if you're in my group and you have 3 days of being derailed and you're not getting back on those tracks and you're shoving everything you can in your mouth regardless of what it is, please reach out to us and contact us and send us an email or call so we can get you back on track. I'll put a therapist with you, myself, or it may even just be sending you a module. All right. um, so don't beat yourself up over things. Let's talk a little bit about sleep. So I know that they say you should have 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I have found that most of my clients for 25 years can function much better on an average of 6 to 7 hours. It's some adjustment, but the thing is that they have a much clearer mind. You add the fasting into there, the mind is really very, very clear. They get a lot more done. They feel productive all the way up until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. But I have found that less sleep, 6 to 7 hours, is probably a really good point for a lot of people. There are some that need 8 hours, but it's very rare. Tony Robbins used to say all the time, he used to say something like, your sleep pattern really, whoever tells you have to have 8 hours is kind of giving you bullshit. He said because when you do 6 or 7 hours, you're getting optimum sleep and your body's reacting the way it should. Remember, so when a rooster would go to sleep, it was because the sun went down, right? The rooster would get up in the morning when the sun came up. So that sequence that your body operates on naturally is not an 8 hours, 9 hours sleep pattern. You start getting to 12 and 13 hours of sleep, you're going into depression, and that's when depression starts, is when you're getting way too much sleep. You're overwhelmed, and it's just better to check out. The mind will start to check out and close down some of that. So don't don't let yourself go into those long patterns of sleep. Um, that cool look. Read my cup. I'll let you read my cup. That's kind of cool, huh? Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. Words to live by. Anyway, let me get back to this. So, sleep. I recommend 6 to 7 hours of sleep. And I mean, if it's not working for you, don't do it by all means. Okay. Um, Let me talk about the sugary coffee drinks. I love coffee. I do probably, well, I used to do 6 to 7 cups a day. When I was at an office that we had 5 different flavors, and I would have every one of those flavors every day. Now I do about probably 2 to 3 cups in the morning, and then I'm done for the day. And then in the evening, I may have another one. One thing with my coffee is I drink it black. You would be surprised how much artificial sugar, I mean, if you're drinking artificial sugar, how much artificial sugar or how much sugar and how many calories on the small little creamers. Okay, there's a lot of calories in those little creamers. You're better off doing a little bit of almond milk if you have to, or oat milk is really good also. Oat milk is awesome actually. It's has calorie intake still, but way much less than the little creamers that you buy. All right. Um, Even the powdered cream, and I know it tastes horrible to some of you guys. A lot of my clients are like, "Oh my God, I can't drink that." I don't mind it. I've adjusted to it, and it's okay. It has much less calorie intake than the small milk creamers. All right. And again, stay away from all those sugary creamers that they make. I mean, those are pretty bad. If you're going to do fruit juicing, I suggest that you do juicing that's based on a vegetable base. So you're using spinach, you're using maybe a good amount of spinach, some blueberries, some blackberries. Stick with your berries, but still go ahead, and if you want to do fruit, do maybe a little bit of apple. Remember, the harder fruit, the less amount of sugar. The more softish fruit, the quicker your body will burn. The pancreas is going to burn the soft sugars much quicker, the soft fruit much quicker. And your body, if it's not using the sugar, it's just going to hold on to it and it'll turn it into fat. All right. I don't see anybody in here on Facebook, and that's okay. I do see people on YouTube, but you guys, I have not been able to get my comments to come through YouTube the last couple shows, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Not really shows. We did some private stuff in some of our private groups. And by the way, those of you who are seeing this now and who are seeing the replay, I'm going to put up a banner up here. And if you guys would like, and I can't tell you when my next weight loss program is going to start, when the next 8 week weight loss challenge is going to be. I believe it's going to be this coming month. So I can't really give you when it is. But visit us at deeperstate.com, and you can get a lot more information on there. But if you want and you want to join this weight loss, do me a favor. If you want to be in our next weight loss program and you want to be in the next 8 week challenge, do me a favor. I'll give you 10% off if you DM me, direct message me through this Facebook page. And when you direct message me, tell me that you are from the Deeper States Mind and Wellness Facebook page. Just as a reminder from me, give me your first name and your last name and your email, and I'll send you a link that'll give you 10% off. It's a VIP link that we have for people that have already done our programs before, but I will go ahead and extend that to anybody who reaches out to me through this platform. And through this platform, Instagram and YouTube, I guess, because we're on all of them. So I kind of feel like I have to offer that to all of you guys, and I will. But just let me know that you are sending me the direct message, the DM, for the 8 week weight loss challenge that's coming up, and I will let you know as soon as it will. They'll give you a link to pay for it, get all set up, and then that way you'll have your spot in line, and then that way we'll go ahead and make sure you're in that class. I'm only taking like 12 to 13 people because it's really, I have to be on top of it. I micromanage the shit out of myself. I micromanage out of what I'm doing, and if people are like having difficulties, like if somebody's gone 3 days and not got back on the train and put their train back on the tracks, I will find a way to correct that. So, if you want to be a part of that weight loss challenge, it is an 8 week weight loss challenge. Just DM me right here. Just send me a private message for your first name, last name, and your email address, and I will send you a link for you to get 10% off of the 8 week weight loss program. Alrighty. So that's all I have for you guys tonight, and I want to thank you for tuning in this evening and spending your time with me tonight. If there's any questions, you guys are welcome to contact me through this platform, or you can also contact me directly by emailing me at michael@deeperstate.com. And if there's anything you need, I am more than open to answer questions for you. All right. More than open to answer any questions you have about hypnotherapy, neurolinguistic programming, anything about weight loss right now, because that is what we are working on and what's coming up. If you have topics that you'd like for me to discuss, please leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to take a list of topics for you guys and address them. All right, so follow us here on Facebook. You can follow us over on Instagram at deeper states dash hypnotherapy. You can find us on YouTube at Deeper States Mind and Wellness. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and have a blessed night tonight. If there's anything I can do for you, I look forward to seeing you, speaking to you, and don't forget, create your life by your design and make every day special, because nobody's going to do it for yourself other than yourself. Take care. Thank you.
I think these videos are brilliant, and I'm sure you will like them too. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell.